cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, not likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate me, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing, I'll regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna take me, you can try me. If you wanna hate this, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in
All right, how we sounding now? Yep, there it is. Welcome back to Big Ohm Live. We love technical difficulties. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat. I appreciate you being patient with me the past couple of days. In fact, for the vast majority of this channel's existence, I appreciate you being patient with me because that is not the first time I've done that, and it probably, definitely, will not be the last. As I said, this is the most interactive wrestling show on the interweb. Big Ohm Live. I am your host, Omer Q, Big Ohm, as some people call me. And we've got a good amount of stuff to get into in the short time we have. So let's just do a quick rundown of what I know we're going to talk about. We're definitely going to talk about the WBD acquisition by Netflix, or the potential acquisition, because there might be a hostile takeover coming up by Paramount for that. But I'm going to tell you the reality of what it means for AEW's future, as some people say they're cooked, they're going to be canceled, they're done, while others are saying something a little bit different. We'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about the latest on some WWE storylines, as well as all of the buzz going into John Cena's final match in the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C., and of course, we got to talk about MJF, a new report outlining that he is returning to AEW pretty imminently. So all that much more. And as you guys know, this is a fan-run show. So the best way for you guys to have your voice heard is to leave a chat. If you want to guarantee your question or statement is answered live on the air, you have two ways of doing it. Number one, you can leave a super chat. Or number two, and I prefer this one because it'll save you and me a lot of money and time, you could become a member for $5 a month. And not only do you get your chats read out guaranteed, you get comments answered on videos guaranteed, and above all, you get access to an entire library of stuff. So we'll talk about all of that. Be sure to either become a member, leave a super chat to guarantee your questions right on the air, and we'll get to everything in between. What's up, Eric? We just lost my cousin at 40 due to a heart attack. I'm so sorry to hear about that, man. I'm so sorry. My condolences to you and your family. That's horrible. That's genuinely horrible. And I hope you're doing all right. And, I hope that whatever the next hour or so can be a reprieve for you from that. And, my heart goes out to you, man. I'm very sorry about that. That's horrible. No offense, but we all knew MJF was coming back sooner rather than later. Well, hello, Shay. Hope you're doing well. It was bound to happen. Omar, we need a why I don't watch NXT video next. I will say this. There is an NXT video in the works. It's not necessarily that, but it's pretty close, I would say. It's close to some of the main criticisms that I think we all have of where NXT is. But all that to say, within the next probably month or two, actually definitely the next month, expect an NXT video. Fightful reporting MJF is back is stupid. There's no fun in returns anymore. I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of Fightful, but I will say, this was technically WrestleVotes, which I guess is now a subsidiary, well, not a subsidiary, but associated with Fightful. But I mean, look, you guys are talking about it. We might as well talk about it right now. And yes, condolences, Eric Douglas. Love you, brother. Thinking about you. Hope you're holding up. All right. Let's talk about MJF. So MJF has not been seen on AEW TV ever since the Dynamite following All Out. He did this big match with Mark Briscoe, the Thumbtacks match. Great match, by the way. And he cut this promo where he basically said that when he returns, and he's going away for a while, and when he returns, he's going to return as the old MJF. And I think that is what we are gearing up to. It is going to be an MJF that is a full-fledged heel, not a parody of a heel. And of course, as Vegas Lanes in the chat points out, that MJF has been filming a movie. He has been filming a movie. I believe it's like a Santa Claus movie. I think he's playing Santa Claus in a movie, which it is going to be hilarious to see MJF playing Santa Claus in a movie. I cannot wait to watch that. But because could you imagine if they made him wear like a fat suit and he's just that'd be crazy. Anyway, but MJF is all but guaranteed to return. But now we have an official report outlining and giving a little bit of detail as to when that could be. This is WrestleVotes, courtesy of FightfulSelect.com, saying MJF was factored into AEW's World's End plans as of Thanksgiving week. So basically, as of 2 weeks ago, AEW expects MJF to be a part of the World's End event. Now, what does that mean? Is MJF going to be involved in a potential match for the All Elite Wrestling World Championship? Is he just going to return? That is TBD. But one thing we do know is that because he has that contract right now, and I mean in storyline, he has the poker chip, or I guess it's not a poker chip gimmick, it's a contract gimmick now. But he won the Casino Gauntlet back at All In, and ever since then, he has held a world championship match in his pocket. The only caveat is he needs to announce a week in advance before he is able to go in and challenge for that belt. And what I think would be an interesting thing for them to do would be to have MJF return a week or two before the pay-per-view and flat out say that no matter who wins that belt, whether it's Hangman Page, whether it's Samoa Joe, whether it's Swerve Strickland, hell, whether it's Eddie Kingston who's challenging for the belt in a couple of days, I, MJF, as soon as that match is over, am walking down the aisle and I am cashing in my contract on the winner. And I think it works from a storyline perspective because you are making MJF the most calculating person he can be and, taking advantage of that situation. And also works, honestly, to build excitement for the pay-per-view. Because otherwise, World's End is traditionally viewed as one of AEW's weakest, if not the weakest pay-per-view, I would say. You look at the past couple of editions of World's End, they've not been good. They've been very bad. And I think this would go a long way to building excitement for what probably will be what has traditionally, again, been a pretty mid event. Him having to announce ruins all the fun of the contract. I mean, yeah, but it also is like one of those things where, I think Tony did not want to be viewed as like just ripping off the Money in the Bank gimmick, which I don't think that's necessarily true, but again, it's just a perception thing. Bad Santa 3 with MJF being Billy Bob's cousin protege would be dope. Billy Bob Thornton and MJF on screen would be magic. I don't even know what that would be like, but all I know is it'd be magic. The Chiefs season is officially on life support. Yeah, I mean, as a Ravens fan, I can concur. Does MJF still have his contract? Yes. When is Cope coming back? I don't know. Probably sometime in early 2025. Or sorry, 2026. Oh my God, it's almost 2026. We're getting old, guys. We're getting old, boys. Oh God, help us all. But yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for it. MJF, pound for pound for me, is probably the best in the world at like pro wrestling in general. I think there's no one who has the overall skill set like as a talent that he has. And I'm talking like I put him up as a talent, as a pure talent. I put him above everybody, basically. I put him above Bryan Danielson. You guys know how big of a Bryan Danielson mark I am. But I'll put him above Bryan. I'll put him above Roman. I'll put him above basically anybody as a pure all-around talent. Because at the end of the day, he's a top 5 wrestler. He's probably the best promo. He knows how to build stories. He knows how to be funny without taking away from his seriousness. I think he's so good. He's so good. And I used to say like, oh, MJF is like, the reincarnation of like, or whatever, this generation's Ric Flair. I'm like, he's really this generation's MJF. There's nobody like him. How long is MJF's contract? I don't think there's a specific length, but I would imagine he would have to cash it in by All In next year. Copeland is shooting Beekeeper too. Shout out to Cope. I can't believe I'm going to be 30 in 2 months, brother. It's creeping up on all of us, isn't it? Can he do that? Does the rule allow it? If he announces 1 week earlier he wants to exercise his contract, wouldn't it automatically become a title match instead? If, like a triple threat match? Well, like, here's the thing. I think that it's a vague thing, right? Because I think there's room for this to be that MJF says, look, at midnight or whatever. Oh, God, I pray to God it's not midnight. I pray to God it's not midnight. It's going to be a long event. But you know what? At like 10 p.m. on December 27th in Chicago, I am going to challenge for that belt. Now, it could end up screwing him over because that match could still be going on, but we'll see. I hope MJF stays in AEW, bro. I think he's definitely going to be there for the next couple of years. So, yeah, he's definitely going to be there in the next couple of years. After that, we'll see. But I think MJF is one of those guys that if he leaves AEW, it will be an MJF decision. It will not be a Tony Khan decision. It will not be an AEW decision. And I don't know if MJF necessarily, wants to leave. At least that's the sentiment that like is thrown around there, that he really likes it there. Man. Who cares about MJF returning? I always mute his promos. That's crazy. Muting MJF promos is insane work. Do not do that. Do not do that. Listen, you plebs. Oh man, you guys really need to start listening more to me. That is. So if you're watching this, take a listen to me. Smash that thumbs up if you haven't already. There's like 19 of you in here, and I appreciate all of you guys. Be sure to hit that like button so as many people as possible can watch this video, watch this stream, find this channel, join the community, and so we can have a blast all the time. To quote the great Adam Rose and the Rosebuds, it's party time all the time, and right now is the right time to hit that like button. Please, please, please. All you gotta do is scroll, hit, let's go. Shay in the chat says, hot take. I believe Jimmy Uso can benefit by going to AEW, especially with being the better in-ring worker of the twins, and a little bit of a decent promo. I no comment on this. I'm Shay, I love you. I'm not gonna cook you for this, bro. Just no comment. All love. All of you. And you think that? Happy for you. Maybe he stays if his movie goes really well. He's already becoming a part-time guy. That's a lot of guys these days. It's a lot of people these days. MJF is the actual GOAT. I've never seen a talent who can literally work any style and make it good. And yeah, I mean, like, you want to talk about it? Like, the matches that MJF has had this year, the storylines he's had, like, MJF was a part of the storyline of the year in my view. Like, to me, the best feud of the year. The best feud of the year, to me, as someone who, tuned back into CMLL, was MJF and Mystico. In my opinion, they probably had the second best match of the year. I have a video where I'm going to, talk about my top 10 matches of the year that I've seen, and I really think that MJF and Mystico, it gave my number one match, which I thought was just going to be far above whatever I've seen. It gave that match a run for its money. He is a next level talent. Shout out to RB065 for the $5 dono. Appreciate you, RB. Thank you so much for the donation. You guys can get your chats read out, guaranteed and answered in length by leaving a super chat or becoming a member for $5 a month. RB065 says, MJF could stack the contract with a win of the Dynamite Diamond Ring on Maximum Carnage. When is Maximum Carnage? When is Maximum Carnage? Did they announce another one? Either way, I think that, look, the Dynamite Diamond Ring is something that, I feel like AEW trots out every time they want to give Max a big match. And I don't think it would be the worst idea in the world to have Max maybe just go do that again. But I also think, honestly, the Dynamite Diamond Ring gimmick is getting a bit tired for me, for Max specifically. I think it's time for someone to beat him. And what I would do is something to the effect of it would be cool to see Max win the belt and then do the Dynamite Diamond Ring thing one more time and lose it. And then, that could set up a feud for whoever the next person is. And, it'd be cool if, imagine if, Kevin Knight, right? A guy whose praises I have sung, who I think has a very bright future in pro wrestling. Imagine if Kevin Knight beats MJF for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Well, in my view, that would put him number one as the guy to face MJF for the belt. And if that's the case, that could be the catalyst for a big match and a big highlight for a guy like Kevin Knight, who they definitely want to get over and they have a lot invested in. So I think it could be cool to do something like that. And, whether it's Kevin Knight, whether it's, Kyle Fletcher, maybe, but the heel versus heel stuff is always weird. But regardless, I think that there's like a lot to do there. And again, I'm here for it. I think the Dynamite Diamond Ring has its use. I just don't want to see like another year of like, I'm better than you, and you're not looking. I think it's just it'd be cool for MJF in that respect to face a little adversity. But thank you, RB, for the dono, and thank you, Gerard Clark, for being a member. David Ellison lost the bid for WBD. He just bought Paramount. Isn't that enough for him? Take the L and move on, would ya? Well, we'll talk about this WBD thing a little bit more at length, but no, because no, money. How'd that song go? The Max, or not Max, what is it? The Shane McMahon songs, like, but cha-ching, bling, bling, cut the cheddar. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter. Here comes the money. Money. Dollar. That's what it's all about. I think it's time for him to lose the ring. I agree. If MJF is not losing that ring anytime soon, makes him a 9-time in a row. Make him lose number 10. I don't even know what number they're at this point. Like, it's got to be at least like 7. AEW 2026 should focus on stepping up production, push younger stars like Kevin Knight, Kyle Fletcher to win. I mean, I agree with all of this. The production thing is something I've been very outspoken about, I think. Like, if you go back and watch AEW a couple of years ago, the production versus what it is now is night and day. And I'm talking about the production was a lot better a couple of years ago. Go back and watch AEW from 2022. Go back and watch AEW from 2023. Go back and watch AEW from 2021. The staging, and again, I know it's like part of it is a byproduct of running smaller venues or whatever, but even when they run larger venues, the staging is usually nowadays nothing to write home about. But like, you look at the stage, you look at even the camera, like the camera have a weird like gleam to them now. It just feels almost like weird, too like not clear. And then you also have like the crowd. The crowd looks horrible nowadays. Like it's either they I mean, usually they just don't light it up. Like you go back and watch Forbidden Door this past year. I was there in the building at the O2 in London, and it was a dope atmosphere. It was really cool to see. And you go back and watch it on the like video on demand or pay-per-view, you can't see the crowd. Even when they're doing the crowd shots, the crowd, like, it's completely dark. And a couple of years ago, they would have like at least like that purple light that would show you like the fans or whatever, but they don't even have that nowadays. And I'm like, what's the point of doing these big crowd shots? What's the point of doing like, selling almost 19,000 tickets, which for AEW is a fantastic number. A fantastic number for them to be doing 19,000. What's the point of doing that if you're not going to show off this massive crowd? Show off the reactions. It's just bad. It's just really bad. First episode of Collision was the best production in AEW ever. That was the second coming of Punk, right? Yeah. I mean, that was like, yeah, even then they were really good. And, I've been a stickler about this. I am not a fan of white ropes in professional wrestling. I think it distracts. Makes everything a little too bright on the screen. And especially when you got LEDs and like those big bright lights everywhere. Like to me, it washes everything out. I miss having black ropes in AEW. I thought it made them stand out. It, kind of made the action like a little bit more clear instead of having like these bright white light. And this might just be me. Instead of having these bright white lines like that are kind of distorting the action in the ring, you have like, things like, because like your eyes kind of just ignore like that, especially with the background the AEW uses. But yeah, I mean, the production's kind of bad. And I'll say this, man. Like, even the way the camera's positioned nowadays, it's so weird. Like, bring back the days when the camera was positioned right in like literally parallel to the ring. Parallel to the ring. That was, again, these are my quirks. I understand that. It's just how I am. Hey Omer, what's up, Michelle? Good to see you, my man. I've been full houses on the dark. In the dark makes no sense. Yeah, full houses in the dark, crazy. I've just heard that there's a lack of build with AEW despite 4.5 matches produced. If TK wants to impress WBD and probably Netflix, he needs to improve the quality of the build of his matches. I think that's definitely, that's definitely a big part of it, especially for the pay-per-views. But I mean, generally, their pay-per-views are selling pretty well, considering where they are. And like, since UFC's gone, like they're the only like consistent pay-per-view entity right out there right now. I think that their big thing is like they have to maintain that number that they're at right now. We're very, very close to it. Like they have to maintain the number that they're at. If they can grow, that would be ideal for them as a business, but they at least need to maintain that weekly Dynamite number. That weekly Dynamite number is the big thing, and I think I could see Collision moving nights moving forward. I think they use White so it's easier for the rest. I know. And I am not trying to invalidate that. I'm not trying to say, like, I know Will Ospreay was big on that, and I am not trying to say that he is wrong. He is in those ropes. I am not. I understand that. I am just being a fan, being very picky. So, all in good faith, all in good fun. That's what I'm here to do. Anyway, what else you guys want to talk about? Let me know in the chat. Be sure to leave a super chat. Become a member if you want to guarantee that. We have some brief notes and news that I could share with you guys. According to Bodyslam.net, for those who are interested in WWE's future creative plans, Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre feud is set to continue with another match taking place very soon. This is a meme mug, by the way. I want to be clear. This is a meme. Don't read into it. I hate fascism, but I love a good meme. Sorry. Actually, no. Sorry, we don't. It's an apolitical. Sorry, it's an apolitical mug, right? That's what we're saying now. It's an apolitical mug. Jesus. What do we got here? We're doomed. Long-term storytelling. Yes, I mean, look, it's what we do. All right. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, Cody and Drew continuing. You have Damian Priest and Malachi Black continuing. Now they're roping Rhea Ripley into this. I don't look. There's long-term storytelling, which I like, but then there's just God. They're just laughing at us. That's what's happening in the writers' room right now. They're laughing at us because people are still going to be paying money for these tickets. People are still going to be tuning into these shows even though they're ass. And people are going to complain about them online. And then Triple H will be like, look, what we do here is great because we don't even have to tell stories anymore. We just stretch it out. Yeah, it's bad. What good storyline has Triple H given us this year? I think the first half of the Kabuki Warriors and the Io Sky like breakup was really good. I think that was peak storytelling for WWE main roster this year for sure. Outside of that, I think that there was none. Sorry. I'm literally thinking. I'm trying. I mean, the Kabuki Warriors stuff was probably the best for me. If other people have thoughts, please. But man, yeah, no, I'm yo, dog. I'm drawing a blank. This is crazy. Kabuki Warriors and Io Sky. Locking it in, baby. That's all I got. I mean, the Jay stuff could have been interesting. It just wasn't. The Cena stuff sucked. The Rio. Here's what I'll say. Naomi, like it wasn't really a storyline, but her like entire run to the title and then winning it was dope, I thought. Um the Charlotte and Tiffy thing was really bad. Oh, Jade and Naomi was really good too. I like Jade and Naomi. I mean, it was a simple story, but it was a story nonetheless. But yeah, no, that was good stuff. So I mean, a couple of things. Mostly the women. The men have not cooked this year at all. But women's wrestling in WWE. Is John Cena going over or is Gunther going over? I mean, I don't want to answer unserious questions. Come on, Wall Street. You know what it is. You know what it is. I mean, we could do it. How about this? We'll do a poll. Who is going to win at Saturday night's main event? Gunther or by God, it's John Cena? We'll do a poll. We'll leave it up for a little bit, and I will go with whatever answer this is. Tony Khan is winning Booker of the Year. Yeah, I mean, Tony kind of gets it by default, doesn't he? I mean, like, not that he hasn't told good stories. I think it's been like definitely the latter half of the year, it has been a lot more consistent for TK. But I mean, like, not everything was pretty. Not everything was pretty. The best storyline Triple H gave us this year was Stephanie. Oh my goodness. Chat. Stop being horny, chat. Seriously, wild. Tony Khan winning Booker. Jesus. Speaking of women's tag team, how do you feel about AEW's women's tag team tournament? I love the AJW throwback look Tony and Mina have. Crush Gals were dope as fuck. Yeah, I mean, I think Tony and Mina are winning. Although I would like to see Willow get the win, but I think Tony and Mina are going to get it. WWE just doesn't care. I mean, yeah. WWE just doesn't. Oh, God, look at this. You guys are in sync. One chat after another. And, like, that's crazy. That's very sad. I love how it's 50-50 right now. Half the people seriously think that John Cena is going to win. What's going on here? What's going on with this poll? Y'all are really going to go with John Cena? You think John Cena is actually going to win his last match? Come on. Women's Blood and Guts, in my opinion, was the best women's match of 2025. It's on my list of like top 10 matches of the year right now. I think that, I mean, for me, the best women's match is probably Toni Storm versus Mariah May. I think the Hollywood ending was fantastic. Award is a toss-up between it's the Booker of the Year award. I mean, yeah. I think CMLL, like, if you grade it on a scale, it was like, it's definitely like best. But I mean, I that being said, it's just, I'll leave it up to the fans to decide on that one. But yeah, I mean, look, I mean, honestly, I'd probably give it a CMLL. They had the feud of the year, so yeah, CMLL. My second favorite was Toni Storm versus Mariah May, Hollywood ending. Yeah, I also love the women's triple threat at Mania, Bianca, Rhea, and Io for the women's world title. Fantastic stuff. Hot take, Vince is the reason why WWE is bad. Remember, before the allegations, he was one who signed the deal with TKO because he wanted to stay in creative. Yeah, I mean, that deal, it looks like, was in large part due to Vince just wanting to maintain control. That was really it. I voted Cena because I don't want to triple. Jesus. Everybody has been talking about Netflix WBD deal, from wrestling channels to movie channels to business channels. So, Omar, give me your opinion from a viewer standpoint. Is this a good deal or bad deal? I will. How about this? I'll say this. We'll get right into it, and I'll give you my actual take about like the situation in general, and then I'll talk about like, what it means for pro wrestling and AEW specifically. So, it was reported just a couple of days ago that Netflix had essentially finalized had agreed to a deal to purchase WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery, for, I believe, the sum of like $83 billion. I might be off a billion or two, but what does that really mean for billionaires in this day and age when Elon Musk is basically a trillionaire? But essentially, Netflix had purchased or had agreed to purchase WBD. WBD, leading into this, had split off a lot of their entities. So there's WBD, which encompasses like Max, which encompasses like DC, which encompasses like the movies, which encompasses a lot of the more, either established entities plus the things that they know they have a future in that are kind of future proof from a business standpoint. And then the other stuff got broken up into another company. And that company is separate from this. That is not included in this deal. That is essentially like a separately operate, or the plan is for that to be a separately operating company that's not necessarily tied to WBD. And in that are the linear TV channels, so TBS, TNT, all that stuff. And then you also have like, Discovery Plus, et cetera, et cetera. So that makes this obviously complicated for AEW, and I will talk about that in a sec. But generally, Netflix buying, honestly, any other entertainment company buying WBD is fucking stupid, in my opinion. And I don't care about it from take wrestling out of it, take AEW, boom, non-factor, fuck AEW, okay? Let's take that out of it. From purely an entertainment standpoint, one of the biggest issues that I have had with the landscape of media, whether it's news, movies, or otherwise, has been a lack of dedication to good journalism in news media, but more importantly for entertainment in general, this over-commodification. And when you have these companies, right, who spend billions of dollars on WBD, what is the immediate thing they are going to do? They're going to fire people. They are going to try to maximize the most profitable aspects of those intellectual properties that they just purchased in order to make their money back at a fastest rate as possible. And what does that mean? It means that actually good and original projects are going to be put down the wayside, are going to be kind of pushed to the side in favor of overproducing like DC slop, overproducing like, big like IP, like we're probably going to get like a lot of like dairy slop. We're probably going to get like there's just going to be, it's just going to be as much intellectual property like style slop content as possible. And think about what's happened to WWE under TKO. It's going to be very similar. And then you also have the issue of Netflix, which their entire business model is built on people not going to the movies, right? Staying at home, paying like $30 a month to watch whatever the hell is on Netflix, right? And those prices are probably going to increase with this purchase. But think about the effect that's going to have on movies, because it's not just DC that is part of this deal. Warner Brothers Discovery produces a lot of big movies. A lot of the most major movies that have actually brought people into movie theaters this year were produced by WBD. So when Netflix purchases that, and we've seen this before, Netflix has gone around the country, purchased theaters with the sole directive of only like they bought theaters that would play like kind of independent movies or like whatnot, or popular theaters, and they changed their entire thing to just have them show Netflix material, stuff that people could generally watch at home, which is not the point of going to the theater, right? And the entire point of that was in order to stop people and disincentivize them from going out and watching shit in the theater. That's gonna happen. You're gonna have less of a market for stuff in theaters. It's going to take away that entire aspect. And on top of it, even more so than WBD has already done, because WBD is a culprit of this, all right? The Wile E. Coyote movie didn't come out until like next year because they wanted to scrap it and use that as a tax write-off. I believe it's the Catwoman movie is like never coming out. That thing has been completely like dropped. WBD has like started to destroy media that has been in their archives in order to save space or whatever. Like, so I'm not a big, like, I'm not riding WBD right now. I'm not, to quote Curtis Lewa, we're not glazing WBD here. But Netflix buying it would make that problem infinitely worse. And to that end, Paramount buying WBD would make that problem infinitely worse. And let me be abundantly clear. There is nothing driving these purchases other than greed. It is greed, point blank. It is a byproduct of the fact that there's no Ted Turner telling these people what to do. There's no committee that's holding this accountable. It is all driven by board of directors, CEOs who want to make fucking money, who want billions of dollars in their pockets. That is what it's all about, point blank, period. It's not about you. It's not about what's better for the entertainment industry. It's not what's better for whatever show or movie you like. None of that. It is about them. It is a selfish move by selfish pricks who have nothing to gain from this other than millions and millions and millions of dollars. In your opinion, who do you want to end up buying WBD? And no one. I mean, look, because if WBD gets purchased by, if WBD gets purchased by, like Paramount, you're going to run into the same problems on a lesser scale than Netflix for sure, but then there's going to be different problems. WBD is in bed with like a fascist administration right now, and then you're going to have their slop probably not Paramount, is in bed with the fascist administration. Then they buy WBD, you can have that slop all the way over there. Barry Weiss is in charge of CBS News, which this isn't a political channel, Omer, but Jesus, dude, like we're like it comes to a point where we have to like be like we're it comes to a point where this shit needs to stop. We lost sight of why these places exist. Yes, someone needs to make money. We live in capitalism, understood. But at the end of the day, a lot of this used to be rooted in the idea of making good shit. That's nowhere near the top 10 priorities for these companies these days. That counts for WBD. That counts for Netflix. That counts for Paramount. That counts for TKO and WWE. Look at their product these days. It's really sad to see. The state of entertainment, the state of media in general, the state of news, the state of all of it is just pitiful. It's fucking pitiful. All right, in the midst of this, I missed the $6.99 Canadian super chat by Wall Street Money. Thank you so much, Wall Street Money. Been a great supporter of the channel. Well, your useless government who only suspiciously gives money to a foreign country gonna stop the Netflix deal? Well, we don't give money to a foreign country. We give money to many foreign countries. And most of those foreign countries commit acts of evil that are pretty fucking despicable. But, point taken. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, yes. I mean, like, I was no fan of Joe Biden or Joe Brandon, as we called him. But one thing I did like about his administration was Lena Khan was pretty on it about antitrust issues as the in her position. And, like, if she was here right now, I think there would be a lot that would be, I think there would be a lot of red flags raised. This administration doesn't care. I mean, I was even reading today that a large part of like this, other deal that is being put out there by Paramount is funded by like Qataris. It's funded by like people who are in bed with like, Trump and Jared Kushner. It's just disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. It's gross, man. It's fucking gross. Fuck Netflix. Fuck WBD. Fuck them all. Dead ass. Make good movies, bro. Make good movies, and people will show up and buy your shit. Stop being afraid. That's the other thing, man. Everyone's always afraid to actually try to make good stuff. That's why you have 3 more Avatar movies that are in the works. That's why you have WBD being like, well, we could put $1 billion towards a series that no one's ever seen, a story that no one's ever seen. Nah, forget that. We're doing the entire Harry Potter series as a set of, as an actual TV show. What? We just, it has not been that long. Okay, it's been 15 years. But it's not been that long, right? Almost 20, I guess. Regardless. Actually, no, not even. It's not even been 15 years. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm crashing out, obviously. I have deep thoughts about this. And if you guys have deep thoughts, I want to hear from you in the comments section. Oh my God, 50% of you still think Cena's going to win? Y'all are crazy. Y'all are actually crazy. Kushner being involved is fucking wild, dude. Yeah. American farmers better be moving to Argentina, mate. I don't even know what that means. What else we got here? The only reason this deal is not as bad is the fact that Paramount is worse than Netflix. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Man. Just, it's all bad. And look, from the AEW standpoint, right? Because this is what I know many of you care about, and I appreciate you all sticking with me there through that rant. From the AEW standpoint, they are a little bit lucky in that they have their hands in both cookie jars, because you remember the split of the companies that I just mentioned with WBD in one side, and then you have the linear properties on the other. AEW has their hands in both pockets here, or in both jars, excuse me. And they have the ability and the flexibility to leverage the fact that, okay, if Netflix decides to buy, HBO and all that, and again, who knows how long it's going to take for all that to happen. But if that falls through, they can go and go on and leverage the fact that they're a top 3 show in their time slot, the fact that they draw live viewers weekly, 52 weeks a year, and they can count on that. And they can try to make a deal with the linear TV side of things, and it'll probably be as much money as they've made. After this deal is up, I see people asking, right? After this deal is up, the big thing is going to be to see, number one, see where the max side of things is, because even let's assume Netflix or Paramount or whoever purchases them, right? Let's assume that. Then the issue or then the real clock starts, right? But that's not going to happen for a couple of years, because the fact is that these mergers usually take these mega mergers take time. The TKO merger took almost 8-9 months or something. This would be that on steroids. This would take years to really take form. And by then, AEW would already be negotiating another set of contracts. So we'll see. For AEW, what's the worst option? I mean, Netflix having a standing relationship with WWE does not make it great. But at the same time, unless WWE have a very specific non-compete in their contract, I don't think Netflix is in the business of denying, viewers to or denying, eyeballs to their product. And that's what it's all about for them. If there's no non-compete, I could see a situation where AEW and WWE end up on the same network. Because unlike, USA Network, unlike all these other networks that WWE traditionally has done business with, Netflix is not, or Netflix is not reliant on WWE to maintain their viewer base. Netflix is not reliant. Like, WWE is not the biggest thing on Netflix. Like, WWE, they could lose WWE, move on, and be fine. WWE, on the other hand, does not have the same leverage in this relationship that they previously had. So that's what I think. And again, that is a bit of a shot in the dark kind of thing. We'll see if that ends up happening, but yeah. Wait till they bring Brad Kerr as a Cowardly Dog. I mean, I would be fine. I would be fine. I would be totally fine with that. Yeah, giving money to Argentina is crazy. Bro, like, they have a meme, bro. They have a meme president in Argentina. Like, he is like a meme. I mean, a fascist meme, but a meme nonetheless. And, like, it's not even funny. He's just a ridiculous character. Doesn't Warner own a portion of AEW, or is that Turner? I mean, think about all of that stuff is one and the same at this point. It has never been revealed whether or not that is the case. If I had to guess, and this is a shot in the dark guess, I think that they definitely own a small share of it. Like, there's this conspiracy theory that, oh my God, WBD owns like half of AEW or whatever, controlling share. I don't think it's any controlling share. Tony Khan, like, essentially what happens if like there's a minority owner involved, and this depends on like the contract or whatever, but traditionally what happens is if if there's a minority owner involved in a company, they delegate all responsibility and all action in that respect to whoever's the main shareholder. And in this case, that would be Tony Khan and the Khan family. Good thing about mega mergers is that it takes a long time. What if Netflix is how we get WWE and AEW PLEs? I mean, that would be great for wrestling fans. Honestly, think about how that would be for Netflix. Netflix is just like, if you're a wrestling fan, you have to have our app. You have to. It's too good of a deal. It is too good of a deal. You get all of WWE and you get all of AEW. I mean, WWE would be pissed. They would be pissed. But I mean, it's not like it's people look at that and they hear that and it's like not the craziest thing in the world. We haven't had that in pro wrestling, but you look at other sports, right? Like, that was like, I'm not going to say fairly commonplace, but it has happened before, right? Like, you have had the UFL, the USFL, the XFL, and the NFL, all of which are different levels. Don't get me wrong, but they are leagues that were at one point run by very different people and that were on like similar networks, right? You had like a time where like, like the divisions in college football, like the SEC, the Pac-12, they meant more than they do now. Now nobody cares. You can change divisions every year, but like that those TV like deals used to like be very like close to the chest. And when that started to erode away, and you would see like action on separate networks, like people felt some type of way, but people got over it. My point is, like, this happens in all other sports, right? Like ESPN was the worldwide leader because they had like deals with basically every major league in the world, whether it be like a tennis league or fucking boating, lacrosse, whatever. But I don't know. I don't think it's as far fetched. I don't know if we're close to it, but I don't think it's as far fetched to think that. Ted Sarandos and Greg Peters agreed that theatrical side of WBD will remain intact before and after Netflix deal, then more revenue flowing in that direction. Oh, he went back on that, by the way. Ted Sarandos went back on that. He went back on that. I know what you're talking about. He did like another follow-up interview where he was like, well, we'll have to see where we are. So, come on. If that happens, they're both on the same network, they have no choice but to respect each other. Oh, no, WWE's not going to respect it. $70 a month with that. I mean, look, we might be headed that way regardless. But look, at least if that's the case, I mean, you'd definitely be getting your money's worth, depending on the state of both companies. This is crazy. 47% of you really think Cena's going to win. 47% of you deadass think that Cena's going to win. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are some wild folks, let me tell you. But I love you guys. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. That's why I want you guys to smash that thumbs up. Show me some love. I love you guys so much. Y'all never show me no love. Show me some love. Hit that like button. Share this video. Share this stream. Go check out some of the other videos on the channel. Become a member for $5 a month. Get yourself access to some exclusive videos. I will share a rundown of other things that are coming to the member side of things tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that as well. When is Saturday night's main event? Buddy. When do you think Saturday night's main event is? What got chat, when do we think Saturday night's main event is? When do you think Saturday night's main event is? Michelle with the $17.99 AED. Is that the dinar? Let's see. Is that a dinar? Yeah, okay. It's the it's the dirham. Okay, shout out to Michelle in the chat for the $17.99 dirham. Thank you for your donation, Michelle. If you have a topic or something you want me to talk at length about, feel free to leave it in the chat. We'll talk about that. Appreciate your donation as well. Thank you so much, man. You've been around since the beginning. I understand competition, but at the same time, it's just like WWE's obsessed like crazy, ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, literally leave them alone, especially since you're the bigger company. They want a monopoly. They'll never say it out loud. I mean, they will literally say everything around it, but they will never say the thing. But they want a monopoly. It's very clear. On Saturday, yo, can you imagine Triple H doing that? Look, for the first time ever, WWE is making history. So Saturday night's main event will be a 2-night event. We're going to have Saturday night's main event Saturday, and then Saturday night's main event Sunday. 2 Saturday night main events, 1 city. More money than we've ever made for a Saturday night's main event. We are a global brand like no other. What we do here, the shit we do, it's smelly. And it's bigger than any shit anyone's ever done. By God, it's smelly. My Saturday night's main event is on Wednesday. The deal is capitalism, and it's the worst form. Yeah, I mean, this represents end stage capitalism in its most pure form. We are pretty cooked as a society, and I wish I had something more hopeful to say. The only thing is, I do think people are waking up to like the imbalance of power in general, and that I think class consciousness is especially in younger people more of a prevalent line of thinking rather than the stuff that everyone uses to distract us and divide us. At the end of the day, class is all we got. That is combining us. We got to have class solidarity, people. Join a union. Am I the only one who notices that Booker T is very hypocritical and someone needs to call him out? I mean, Booker, look, I think Booker will always give his opinion. Do I think sometimes his opinion is driven by, towing the company line or whatever biases may or may not exist? Sure. But again, we all have biases. I think Booker has definitely had some crash out takes in the past, but at the same time, I'm not going to put him as like a total grifter because I also think that some of his takes he genuinely believes. But I think that they're much bigger. If the question is Booker T a grifter, I think there's much bigger grifters out there than King Booker. Let's face it, these deals are going to come back and bite WWE in the butt because what happens when you buy things that you don't need to? It's going to lose value, eventually, over time. That's what we do. It's what we do. All right, oh my God, 53% only. I think Gunther's going to... Okay, realistically, this poll, for those who answered Cena, give me your reasons. I need to know. I genuinely need to know why some of you beautiful, beautiful sons of guns out there, sons with guns out there, said John Cena is going to win his last match. Because I can't say I agree. I mean Gunther's gonna choke him out. He's gonna tap out. I mean, like, he's not gonna pass out. He's gonna tap out. His time is up. Gunther's time is now. His time is up. My time is now. Now you can't see me. My time is now. It's the franchise on a shining now. Now you can't see me. My time is now. Crazy, brother. Crazy. Seems like half the arena is going to be empty for Raw tonight. That's crazy. Crazy stuff happening in the world of pro wrestling. They here, I'll just pull this up since I got it pulled up, but kind of see it here. Monday Night Raw live from Kansas City, Missouri. Currently only 7,500 tickets distributed, which is pretty low for a Raw. And again, it's a Kansas City market, so maybe that's why. But they were here in end of April, and again, I guess that was like post-Mania kind of fervor. Cena was the champ. They had nearly 11,000, and now it's like not even cracking 8. And look, you can kind of look at the map and see like it's an entire side of tickets that have just not been made available. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. But am I a grifter for pointing that out? Apparently. Greed is a sin for a reason. Don't these CEOs care whether it's TKO or Paramount? Know that greed compromises people's judgments and corrupts their souls. They don't care. Money. Accomplishments, and resume make me feel important. It's all, at the end of the day, all this is about greed, power, and vanity. For people, it is genuinely, it makes them feel like purposeful to do stuff like this. It's very unfortunate. It's like the same people who are like in politics not to actually serve their constituents, or not to serve the people that they're supposed to represent, but instead, like, to them, it's all a game. Like, their entire existence in politics is all just about getting ahead, about being on the inside, being in the room where it happened. I, like, as someone who's like worked in DC, like, those people infuriate the fuck out of me. Like those are, and if you're in politics for that reason and that's your main motivating factor, you should get out of it. Like, genuinely, you should get out of it. Get the hell out of it. You have no place in that. You're a disgrace to you and your own constituents and the people you allege to represent. Get out of it. Power level 9,000. It's over 9,000! You know what's not over 9,000? WWE Raw tonight and their attendance. Hey, yo. Let me talk to you. Yeah. Oh, man, I am a grifter. I'm grifting in real time. I'm grifting IRL, people. I'm grifting IRL. Man, oh man, oh man. What do you guys want to talk about here? I got a couple of minutes left. You guys want to talk about something? Let's talk about it. As someone who's trying to get into politics, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Inshallah. Inshallah, brother. I wish you the best. Never compromise on what matters. Never compromise on what matters. Because either it matters or it doesn't. I'm a deacon at my church, and I have nothing against getting more, but at the same time, it can compromise you. I agree with that. And I think no matter like what religion you are, no matter what your background is in that respect, right? It, like, these are like universal truths that, like, greed is bad, that, you know, that there's nothing wrong with having nice things. There's nothing wrong with, like, you know, the idea of, like, you know, living and thriving in life. Everyone, we should want that for everyone, and everyone should have that. But at the same time, you know, it comes to a point where it's like, where do you stop, right? How much is enough? And if the answer is it's never enough, then I think you need to realistically look in the mirror. Don't worry, Omer. I'll give you immunity when you get caught doing tax fraud. Brother, let me tell you something. I wouldn't know how to even do tax fraud. I just give all my papers to someone. I'm like, look, hey, just what is it? H&R Block, help. Just like, please help. Or no, what is it? Like State Farm or not State Farm, whatever. TurboTax, help. I'm just like, please, thank you. Take money, help. Take more money. Okay, sure. Help. This is why we have accountants, people. Can we really blame Triple H for all that is going on with WWE? Can be blamed on TKO? I think there's a lot of blame to be thrown around. I think Triple H definitely cares less about the WWE product because of TKO, but I also think Triple H is a man who has creative control, a man who runs the show, and a man who doesn't show up to Friday Night SmackDown for most of the weeks, and that is on him. And if he wants to book better, and he wants to tell better stories, especially on the undercard, he has the ability to do so, but he does not feel compelled. He's lazy. He's very lazy right now, and he's complacent. It's what it is. Also, big shout out to AEW, which ended after, 160-something episodes. RJ City, killing it over there with AEW. If you guys haven't seen it, he did this skit with Eddie Kingston where he's doing a Triple H impression. It's really funny. Go check it out. With this narrative of WWE referring to John Cena as the GOAT, I could see him leaving the dub like AEW did a legit icons thing. Viewership went down with Cena not at the top. Hashtag not my GOAT. Yeah, I mean, again, whether people regard Cena as the GOAT or not is I think he's worthy of that conversation. I think it depends on your perspective of pro wrestling. You guys know, my GOAT is Bryan Danielson, but that's because, I leverage, the competitive nature of the in-ring action in wrestling, plus the ability to tell, stories, and especially underdog stories. That's my bread and butter. But at the same time, Cena had more charisma than probably most people who've ever been in the business. And if that's your GOAT, that's fine. How will it affect WWE? I mean, look, they were helped severely this year, and they relied severely this year on John Cena's last insert here. And they executed as poorly as they possibly could. Don't get me wrong. Everything they did with John Cena was probably the worst version of what it could have been. Everything other than the AJ Styles match was the worst version of what it possibly could have been. And the unfortunate reality is, for them, is they have no incentive to learn their lesson because it worked. And this is what I meant when I said WWE's Disney. It's they're kind of too big to fail. It would take something either very catastrophic or them being absolute dog poop for years for people to tune out. And I think they will tune out to a degree. I just don't think it's going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. Thank God I don't know what TGIS is, but life is finite and humans are constantly looking for the infinite in it. Yeah, man. I mean, I think you got to be a good person, and again, it's you got to stop sometimes. Stop, smell the roses, enjoy life, man. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Enjoy it. Be a good person. What if Triple H gets forced out and starts working for AEW? I would lose my mind. I mean, there was talk that could happen a couple of years ago when Vince kind of was forcing his way back in. I don't see that happening anytime soon. I just don't think Tony. Number one, I think Triple H would rather start his own thing than do that, and I think Hunter's got his eyes on probably stuff outside of pro wrestling, if that makes sense. I think he's thinking beyond, right? I think he's trying to position himself to be he doesn't want to be the, again, this is all conjecture and whatever, and the reckless speculation. But I think I could very well see Hunter being I don't want to be the wrestling guy anymore. But we'll see. Again, reckless speculation. Oh, my Baltimore Ravens are trash. Oh, we're 6-7. 6-7. 6-7. 6-7. What else you guys want to talk about? I got another couple of minutes here. Unless someone wants to leave a super chat, in which case I'll stay longer. But Cena's the mainstream GOAT, not the real GOAT. Cena wrestles he got better. What's the actual chance Britt Baker is leaving AEW for WWE, in my honest opinion, unless she decides to completely dedicate her time to wrestling and stops being a real-life dentist? I can't see it. I mean, that would probably be a trade-off for joining WWE, just given the schedule and commitment and the lack of flexibility that they have there. I get the impression that I mean, again, just given what Tony has said, given just the nature of the things that like Britt has said, like, I just don't see Britt Baker returning to AEW anytime soon. When is her contract up? We don't know. Injury time, all that kind of stuff, I don't know. But I think the next time you see a wrestle will not be in AEW. If you see a wrestle again. I hate to say it, but you have to love Tony Khan as a businessman, because although he's a little bit out of his league when he's going against WWE, he's very crafty and he always finds a way to be good. I mean, look, I have a lot of criticisms of Tony, many of which I've levied here. My thing is, I think that Tony understands what wrestling fans want and is more amenable to that than Triple H is. And I think Triple H tends to understand because he's online. He has his burner accounts or whatever. He's definitely only online. But he resents it. And not to say Tony hasn't resented it. He definitely has. And he's been caught resenting it. And people have called him an asshole for it, which he was. But I think lately Tony has been a lot more in tune and listening, which is, at the end of the day, was very critical to the early success of AEW. You have to remember something. When you had a stroke, which Britt Baker has had, she might not be fully recovered. Who knows? Maybe, yeah. I just think that there's there's been reporting, and I don't want to get too deep into it because I am not, I don't have much firsthand knowledge about this, but I just hope Britt is okay, and I hope that whenever and if she decides to come back to the ring, or if AEW decides to bring her back, or whatever the case is, she does so, because she was really good, man. She was really good. I'm still mad, man. That was a catch, by the way, in the Ravens game. That was mad. Okay, wait. This poll, 45% of you. Oh, my goodness. 45% of you really think that Cena's going to win. That's crazy. Y'all are insane. That said, I would love for TK to stick it to WWE and hire Cena for a true retirement tour. He is not going to go to AEW. You're more likely to see John Cena cast as like Captain America in Marvel than you are to see him in AEW. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Never say never, I'm sure, but if John Cena goes to AEW, it would be that would be bigger than Punk coming to AEW. That would be bigger than Punk coming back to WWE. It would be like one of the most shocking moments in wrestling history. AEW should join Amazon Prime completely. I'll get Prime for real the first time in my life. Yeah, I mean, they have from the sound of it, from what Tony said, they have a pretty decent relationship with Amazon. I think, Prime is one of the few entities that isn't tied with one of these big media conglomerates that we traditionally talk about, even though, our Lord and Savior Jeff Bezos owns that too. But yeah, so I could see that happening for sure. Cena should join AEW for moral reasons too. No comment on Cena and moral reasons. The only way John Cena is going to AEW is make an appearance. That's about it. Yeah, I mean, maybe 20 years from now he makes a Legends appearance, maybe, but I don't see it. John Cena is a WWE guy. He is a WWE guy through and through. And I could not even wrap my head around that scenario. What if the reason Britt did not return in Pittsburgh is because of health reasons and she's eventually returned if and when she's healthy? Inshallah, she's going to be healthy and she'll return. I just don't know. I genuinely do not know. Cena can get Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley. Claudio Castagnoli. Jon Moxley and Adam Copeland before retirement and proper matches without having 180 ads slapping in our faces. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. I would love for him to be able to wrestle those guys. I don't think it's going to happen. Unfort. I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah. Man. We're going to continue with the stream for a little bit, guys. Get your chats in. If you guys want to guarantee your question or statement is answered, be sure to leave a super chat or become a member, get access to some exclusive exclusive works. Whoa. Exclusive perks as a member for $5 a month and help support the Real Take Nation. Do have some shameless plugging I got to do. Guys, you guys know the channel. Been on a roll lately. I have a couple of videos out. You guys, a lot of you have probably seen a lot of these, but just in case you haven't, I have my why I stopped watching WWE video out. That was my latest one. A lot of you have enjoyed that. I have to go through the comments later tonight, and I will. But appreciate all the love you guys have shown that video. If you have not seen it after the stream, go check that out on the main channel. Also have my review of WWE Survivor Series, over there. And if you guys can't get enough, I got 2 more channels for ya. We got Wrestle Vibes over here, youtube.com/Wrestle Vibes. A couple of videos that I posted in the past week. Why WWE hates John Cena. AEW just saved the Death Riders, which I know a lot of you have really liked. And thank you, John Cena. You guys can go over to youtube.com/Wrestle Vibes. Go check that out. A lot of docu-style content. It's a bit different. You don't see my face. You just hear the soothing sound of my voice. That's what I'm trying to say. You hear the soothing sound of my voice with some instrumental jazz or strolled in there. And then, of course, you have the big kahuna that is making its official return. youtube.com/Real Take Sports. Latest video on the most insane rant in NFL history is out over there. youtube.com/Real Take Sports. Go check that out. Where I talk about Dennis Green, former Minnesota Vikings and Arizona Cardinals head coach, going off and the story leading up to all of that. I'm a madman when it comes to content, so go check out those channels as well. And leave a like. Plugging out of the way. I joined AEW after Forbidden Door 2025. I don't regret it a single bit. Man, as long as you watch wrestling that you love, that's all that matters. We got Gerard in the chat saying, do you believe that Netflix/WBD could be a blessing in disguise for AEW and Tony Khan to set up, improve, and innovate the product? I think any of this could be an opportunity. It depends on how much leverage they're given by whoever ends up owning it. At the end of the day, they always have the fallback of the linear side of things, which again is probably the strongest aspect of their business. Because more people watch Dynamite weekly on TBS and TNT than on Max for sure. So it could be. It just depends on how they leverage it. What about if AEW goes to We Network route together? ROH, New Japan, CMLL, and Stardom. What do you mean We Network? WEE? What's that? Oh, WWE Network. Oh, no, it's just not gonna work. I just don't think it's gonna work for them. Not to the degree that they would want. To be honest, if Cena went to AEW, he would be exposed. He cannot work at AEW style. He would be fine in AEW. He would be fine. He wouldn't wrestle much, but he would be fine in theory. Omer, remember the last stream I said there isn't a good chance that Jericho go to TNA? Now there are rumors that are popping up that he might go there. I could see him doing a one-off appearance in TNA when he signs with WWE for sure. I hate autocorrect, mate. Carrico, remind me, are you based in the UK? And if so, are you going to either the Cardiff show for AEW or the Manchester show? Because they are going. AEW is going to Cardiff on Saturday. And they're going to be doing a show, a Dynamite actually, from Manchester. And I think they've sold a good amount of tickets. So I think that's going to be their second highest attended Dynamite of the year. They're closing in on 10,000 tickets sold on that one. But I'm just curious if anyone is from the UK and is going to either of those shows. Oh my goodness. What? Oh my bully. What is Bully Ray doing, bro? I don't know why Chris Jericho popped up. That was crazy. Like, Chris Jericho, go away. No, my audience just dropped in half. Chris Jericho sighting. Oh no, go away. Oh, what do we got here? I just saw this. Busted Open Radio. Bully Ray says Carmelo Hayes being John Cena's final opponent would have been force feed and a force feed and a force fit. What? The tournament did the tournament. Oh my god, I can't even do it in Bully's voice anymore. Everything's just the same. The tournament did exactly. It's just a mayor from The Simpsons. Hello. Each been no. The tournament did exactly what the tournament. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. The tournament did exactly what the tournament is supposed to do. Not everybody is going to come out of the tournament looking like a bigger deal. Sometimes they just need people in the tournament. I'm just gonna pick a name out of thin air. Carmelo Hayes. Y'all have high hopes, and I think the world of Carmelo Hayes. If Carmelo Hayes was going to the finals against John Cena, I would have said that was the biggest force feed and force fit I've ever seen. It would not have been believable to me. Look, you know why it wouldn't have been believable to anyone? It's because WWE has done a bad job of building a lot of these people up. Like the LA Knight thing, they just were decided to, like, 1 week, like, okay, LA Knight, his whole thing is going to be he wants to do John Cena's last match, even though he's never talked about this ever before. And there's no reason for it. Like, I'm not saying Bully is wrong, but he's wrong for the wrong reasons. It has nothing to do with Carmelo Hayes. It has everything to do with WWE's inability to go out there and try to build these stars and build storylines with these stars. Like I said, anyone who tells you that WWE is the place to go to for storytelling and wrestling, they are lying to you or they don't watch. Either one of those two. They are relying on a narrative that was built up for years that is fundamentally untrue in the modern day. They do not care about storylines. If that was the case, the emphasis would not have been on like one promo leading into War Games. If that was the case, the emphasis in War Games would not have been just me, Oos, day one. It wouldn't have been that. WWE does not care about building people up. Come on. That's really what this is supposed to be about. Maybe Bully said that. Maybe. But to put that on Carmelo Hayes, I think is really dumb. This is my take. The real take. The realest take. I still believe Obafemi or Trick Williams should have been John Cena's. Oba should have been. I would have loved Oba. I would have loved Braun. Like, Gunther doesn't, like, I'm not mad at that, but I'm also just like, all right. Shout out to Gunther. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yo, wait. That's crazy. I just saw something crazy. I'm not going to put that on screen. What else y'all want to talk about? No more flippy thing will be on Netflix stream. I don't even know what that means. I'm not in the UK, still recovering back in Portugal from my broken scapula. Ooh. Might be back by All In. Well, get well soon, man. That sounds rough. I mean, at least Portugal, Portugal's pretty based from what I hear. I hear it's nice over there. I hear hopefully it's warm. But well wishes to you, man. War Games was really bad, or is it just because I watched Blood and Guts beforehand? I think the Blood and Guts thing definitely played a part into it, but no, I mean, objectively, Survivor Series War Games was a very bad show. Like, even many WWE fans that I know and talk to, like I'm talking about like WWE diehard fans, were just like that was not even an underwhelming show. It was like actively a bad show, which is something people don't really say nowadays. Oh, man. All right, guys. I have thoroughly enjoyed this time we've spent together, but it is time for me to say goodbye for now. Ta-ta for now. I'll see you later. Arrivederci for now. As you guys know, you guys can smash that thumbs up to ensure more people see the stream. You guys can become a member for $5 a month, get yourself access to exclusive content, and support the Real Take movement. And you guys can check out all the other content on the channel. Subscribe, like, all that jazz. Follow me on X if you want to see my takes about life, wrestling, and everything else at Real OMERQ. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, love all you guys. Know everyone's going through some crazy stuff. Know everyone's going through whatever. Like, life is tough. Life is hard. Life is life. But carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when I... Okay, no. I was just singing Kansas. Anyway. No, but in all seriousness, keep the faith. Keep your morals. Keep persevering through the darkness, through the tough times, because that's what makes the good times even more worth it. You guys are awesome. You guys are dope. I love you guys. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, stay warm, and keep it real.
Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, not likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no, I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little vice in. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste it, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate it, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going on.